This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are playing Sublime Simic, or as I also like to call it, Cakes on the Brain for the art, which looks like there's a wedding cake inside somebody's head, which is where their brain goes. Now that I've explained the joke and made it much less funny, let's introduce the rest of the deck. So you know many of these cards. Nissa and Hydroid Krasis have been together for a long time. UGIN is a friend you probably know. But what happens if we really commit to wanting to run Sublime Epiphany in our deck? Well, we want to make use of all these sweet modes. Counter target spell. All we need is the opponent to have spells and no Teferis. Easy. Counter target activated or triggered ability. There's a lot of those. It's kind of amazing all the things you can counter. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So our permanents, their permanents, whatever. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and target player draws a card. So the big one is creating the token. We want creatures on the battlefield that benefit us from making a copy of them. So in order to do that, we make a few choices that are different. Like you recognize Growth Spiral and you recognize Grazer. Where's Uro, you might say? Well, you can make a copy of Uro and you get 3 life and you get to draw an extra card, and that's cool and all. But Uro doesn't usually get to stay on the battlefield anyway, and it's legendary. So instead I've got Llanowar Visionary, which you can create a copy of to make even more mana and draw more cards. Besides, somebody's got to give this a shot. This deck also isn't, despite the one Tamiyo, it's not set on filling the graveyard, so we weren't bringing Uro back much anyway, but having the body from the Visionary actually turned out to be relevant in a lot of places, so we're going with 4 Llanowar Visionary today. Uro's on the backseat. Another good card that can be fun is Baron, to bounce even more cards off the battlefield. And we have Brazen Borrower, which is something that we can copy by having a body in play. And the Baron also is really good at bouncing Brazen Borrower, drawing us a card, and resetting Petty Theft to use again. So, but if there's something I really want to and really enjoy doing with the Epiphany, it's making another copy of Elder Gargaroth. I wanted something big and strong, something that duplicating it, the opponent's like, well, I'm not coming back from that. And this non-legendary 5-mana mega beast with vigilance, reach, trample, and when it attacks or blocks, choose one, make a 3/3, gain 3 life, draw a card. That's what I decided to go for. The other big reason for the Gargaroth is that we're not running sweepers because we're just Simic, blue and green. So if we get behind against a red deck or another aggressive deck on the board, sometimes we just keep falling behind. Same with the decks that run Claim the Firstborn, decks like Luris, decks like Sacrifice. But if I get an Elder Gargaroth and make a copy of it, the opponent's probably not going to overpower that board very easily. It can gain a ton of life, draw a ton more cards, and also fun, we can make that copy at instant speed, so we even get to block with it right away. The Tamiyo is in the deck because it can create an Epiphany loop. You can keep bouncing Tamiyo, play Tamiyo, get back Sublime Epiphany, and then you have a counter spell and an extra card draw every turn. That's a 10 mana combo. It's super expensive, but if we're just at this kind of stalemate where our big ramp things bounced off their ramp things, maybe in an end game, this is a good one. And then of course, you know, I don't have to introduce this cast of characters doing their thing. You're gonna love it. The mana base has 2 Blast Zones and 2 Castle Vantress to do stuff, and it has 4 Triomes. 1, you can cycle them instead of a temple, which scries. 2, it's a forest. It produces extra mana for the Nissa. 3, it's a forest, or sorry, it's an island. So Castle Vantress enters the battlefield untapped after you play it. So those are why I run this instead of temples. Really over temples. That reprint did temples no favors for me. But let's dive in and let the Cakes on the Brain nonsense begin. All right, can't keep a hand on the draw without ramp, so that's a mulligan. This will have to do. We'll put UGIN away for later. And red smells weakness. They always know when you mulligan. but at least we have the Gargaroth in the matchup we wanted. They did an Embercleave. I like it. Gargaroth has to choose it. It has to prove itself right here. If it fails me in this matchup, it's an unplayable card for sure. Because the only reason it's in the deck is for times like this, when you're on the draw against a red deck doing its thing. The opponent with no turn 3 play though. They must have Torbrand and Embercleave. And they probably have a Bone Crusher Giant for Baron, but all we need to do is buy time. Spitter returns, no Torbrand though. All right, let's get big. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Can you kill it? Whoa, okay. I see you. I see you. Well, we have to make sure that we live, so let's gain the 3 life. Infuriate Gamer spotted. Down to 12. I guess I know what they're doing next turn, so... But no, we want to copy a Gargaroth when we play an Epiphany. Let's be real. Let's be real, that's what it's here for. Our opponent fought their way through 1. Can they fight their way through 2? Alright, make me a 3/3. More creatures on the battlefield. Opponent takes the 6. And when they see this card, I think we're done. I think we will have done the thing. Target non-land permanent, that's you. Target creature, that's me. Target player. I'm feeling okay. Feeling okay right now. the Mythic Beast Patrol is in effect. This is where you hate to see Grazer. You hate to see it right here, but I'm going for it. I'm going for it. We're gonna draw a land off the top, and then another land off the top, and it's going to be fine. Also, this isn't even a forest, but we've got a hand that can ramp into Nissa on the play. And it's got the Nissa Krasis tag team. Enjoy it while you can. Only a few months left in Standard for these BFFs. I hope that's not something else. I'm trying to say best friends forever, darn it. But I don't get a lot of practice saying that. Okay, are we gonna whiff off land off the top in our 28 land deck? Not like this. Not like this. Like this. I has rage. Not bouncing Oath of Kaya, please don't ask me to. Alright. Boom. Visionary. Let's go. We're on the play. Maybe it's not a total disaster just yet. Our opponent, though, doing Esper things. Probably going to make this very tough. Teferi is, you know, makes the Sublime Epiphany lines a little worse. Again, though, at least I get cards. All of a sudden, I can't not draw land.
I'll protect you.
Let the loops begin.
This is hard Hardly
So fun.
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Alright, so I have to get set up where I can Epiphany when my opponent loops. How do we get there? I guess I play the Nissa. The opponent loops this, they can attack and Oath of Kaya the thing and bounce the land. Oh, that's terrible. That's really terrible. How do I make it so that they can't do this? I guess I can bounce the Teferi and make them recast it so they can't just minus the Teferi to bounce Yorion and replay Yorion. It's still not great. Don't get it twisted. Nothing's going well for me. Missing that land drop just crushed me for this entire game.
Right on schedule.
All right.
Don't worry, I got this.
We need to draw. We need to draw a land, an untapped land. An untapped land. Did it. All right, so the plan is that the opponent loops this Yorion somehow. I'm not sure how. But what if they don't, right? Okay, they might not. Which means I'm supposed to use a Nissa here. Okay, fine. I'm risking this Nissa. Yeah, they might not actually loop the Yorion, which makes the Epiphany terrible. But at least we get to get us some of this Teferi. Wreck it.
Now what?
Let's go get a forest. Play the Visionary. Holding up Borrower to block for Nissa was another thing, but we were a mana short of that. Maybe we could have done it to set up to have a breeding pool and an island left over if we had tapped differently, but I still don't think trying to flash in a Borrower to block a Yorion is really it. Not when this card exists.
I cannot protect you.
But on the bright side, Epiphany's starting to look better. Here comes Yorion, sure. Opponent's taking more damage than we are, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. This is going to go off, though. That's terrible. How do we deal with that? We could bounce it. That's not a terrible idea, is it? We don't have any great targets here. We could also counter the trigger. Ooh, that's even better, right? Alright, target non-land permanent. We can send this back, make them play it again. Target creature I control is you, and target player is me. That way, if they want to spend 5 mana replaying Elspeth Conquers Death, it's a big portion of their turn. We still have to figure out how to gain a little life and race this Yorion, but with a Krasis in hand, I'm not too scared. Maybe I should be. We'll see. We've got cards. We've got cards. Cards are happening. Don't like Oath of Kaya me, Charming Prince me though. Might break my heart. Don't have this reach from out of nowhere that I can't handle. Don't do it. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I hate it. Okay. That's nice. What do you think? Do we have to hold up mana here? And use the other Epiphany before the Teferi comes down? If I play this, the opponent's just going to play the Elspeth Conquers Death, and they might even play that plus the Teferi. So, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a ton of good choices. God, I wish I could get Borrower on the field to attack this. Maybe I can. If the opponent plays ECD, can I play Borrower? No, I don't have the mana. Yeah, it has to be Epiphany, doesn't it? It just has to be, and I don't have anything to copy. Ugh, this is gross. So what do we have to copy? We have to copy Teferi? Maybe it's better to counter a Narset activation than a Teferi. Well, we don't get the choice. So we go like this. Ooh, actually... Does that change everything? Can blow up a lot of cool things.
Let's slow this down.
Sure. It's kind of a weird one. But I guess they're a Doom Foretold deck, so have your way. Another backup Narset. Oh, I hate them. I hate you right now so much. Alright.
I have a plan.
1, 2. Opponent gets a 2/2. I get a card. Oh, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So I can pop this, blow these up, and I can play a Gargaroth, and then the opponent ECDs, and then I UGIN. And in the meantime, I go to 2. To 2! It's too low, right? But what else am I gonna do? I can bounce that. Like, nothing else makes sense, right? Do we do it now? Yeah, we don't want the opponent to bounce anything with Teferi.
Really should have seen that coming.
I have reached my limit.
On the bright side, the Gargaroth demands an answer, but the opponent's going for Narset. Maybe they have the untapped land, but that's fine. More for UGIN to hit. And here we go. But if they hit an Oath of Gaia, I'm just dead. I'm just straight dead. I've been beaten down by the Esper deck. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Just the trick for this.
No! Alright. I gotta gain life. Which means I have to play a big Krasis. Or wait, I can counter this? I can't counter it and stop the knight, though, at the same time. If the opponent's smart, they'll play around me. So it has to be this. 1, 2, 3. That's not that much life. If the opponent removes this, do I die? And then I can't play UGIN next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is such a disaster in every way. This is such a disaster. It all fell apart. I guess I hope the opponent messes up. That's the only thing I can do. I gotta hope that they mess up. That they try to play the Oath before the attack. If they attack first, I lose. Yep, they got it. Hate it. Everything about that game makes me cringe. We're on the play with land and no ramp. I guess Borrower is going to try to fill my curve. I keep thinking Borrower should just be something else, but then there's almost no interaction in the deck apart from Epiphany. I keep on saying Borrower is going to get me there, but in this format, if you're not ramping, you're falling behind and Borrower isn't doing it. But I still want some kind of creature. I like bouncing it with Baron. I like copying it with Epiphany. Yeah, It's fine. I don't want to be a percent gamer. Please let me win this one. Opponent doesn't want to play Magic. They're gonna think. They're checking Twitch if I'm streaming. Who knows? Could mean anything. I stream from Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 Eastern. Although I'm not streaming today on Monday. Full rope. They said hello. Is this because I didn't say hello back? Alright, cool. We'll just hustle this along. I'll take it. I needed the win, I guess. The people who say show all the games, did you mean this game too? Is there really anything to be gained watching this? The strategic depth, right? And the amazing commentary. Who says hello and just ropes out? I don't know. I don't know, man. Not how I roll. Well, if we win this one, I can post my deck with a title, 66% mythic win rate. Not being the least misleading. Oh yeah. eSports. We got, they're here. They're clicking on their Uro. And we are playing Magic. Oh my gosh. Opponent located. I hear this is really good when your opponent has one permanent. And back to rope. I don't know, man. What am I supposed to tell you? Pull out a rhyme like Jay-Z. What more can I say? What more could I possibly say to you? Is the Grazer going to frickin' do something? Let's find out. Let's find out. Do it, Grazer. Get it. Get it, Grazer. Temple of Mystery. Yep, of course. Oh boy. Oh, they better be ready for the Elder. You better get ready to bow to the Elder. But first, dominance must be established. Yeah, I know it's nice. I know you like it. I guess we'll get this down, get this down. Hi. See if the opponent packs bounce spells or if they're a one-note deck. Ooh, pass turn. I smell bounce. Let's see what happens. No bounce? I can probably find uses for 5 mana, or 6 mana for that matter. But I guess they could have an ambusher, but I have a borrower. Yeah, we'll send some bait in the form of the visionary. And let's draw cards because I think cards are what are going to matter in this matchup. Oh my goodness. Another beast. Down to 10 we go. I feel like tapping out and going for this might just get it countered if my opponent's on Simic Flash. Maybe it's better to hold up. Huh. I'm honestly not sure. Let's say go. Make them deal with what's on the board. They do have an ambusher. They do. All right. Well, let's not bounce that yet. Let's threaten to bounce it next turn, right? Actually, yeah, they can't really attack with it, but we don't want them to have a wolf either. If they counter this on their turn, they don't get a wolf, then we untap and Baron. Okay. Interesting. It did turn out to be Simic Flash. We got way too far ahead of them because of the Grazer. So with Trigger on the stack, Petty Theft your Ambusher. If they let this bounce, they get a 3/3, right? But if they counter it, they get nothing. So they counter it. Draw. Unfortunately, it's Rewind. Rewind's not good for us. It means that they still have mana available to counter the Baron. But I think we still go for it. I mean, what else is there? So they could have Mystical Dispute. Let's shock so we can pay that. Well, I guess Visionary can pay for it. Yeah. Life total could still matter. All right, they have the Mystic. Cool, I guess. What an assortment of cards. How do I get this to 4? I probably don't. But let's get the Gargaroth in there. And are we drawing cards? I think we keep drawing cards, but maybe I'm supposed to be making a beast. I'll take the draw. Outcard the Simic deck. That's usually what it takes. Just running them out of toys. The opponent takes it. All right. So we play this tapped, cycle this probably. They scry to the bottom. Come at me, bro. All right, make a 3/3. Keep drawing stuff. Yay. Another zone. So I think we set this to 4, and that's our big trick now. If we attack here, the opponent can double block. And I don't think that's good, but like if they had a Borrower, I think we would have seen it already. So I think setting this to 4 is the play. Okay, good. Unless they kill me out of nowhere, but they still have to move the beast. Boom. Take those off the board. Opponent with a bounce spell here. And they're fetching. They're down to 2 cards. Do they have that many more counters? Let's find out. Endless counters. All right. Lofty Denial's one to keep an eye on. Still no attack. Interesting, huh? What's better? Nissa's better, right? But actually you want to lead with the better one because they run things like Lofty Denial. Oh, also we can't play both. Bummer. Let's shake the world. What you got? Lofty denial. I will pay.
Witness the ties that bind us all.
Let's send one of these forests. The opponent, though, will just block, so it's not a good attack with the forest there. Nissa gets to stay. Growth Spiral gets to work. Castle of Antris on both sides that will probably never be activated. Probably. We'll see. I mean, whoever activates the castle always loses, right? All to get 2 points to Nissa? It seems... There you go. That's what it is. It's another ambusher. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. How do we do it? If the opponent draws a counter, we're in pretty bad shape. I guess we have to gamble that they won't. This does have reach, so it cuts off the Brazen Borrower. Let's gamble. It's definitely on them to do something. Otherwise, the Gargaroth takes over the game. Alright, they pass. Let's go for it. Actually, we could just wait for them to block, something like that. Let them have this creature. Charge this up. Yeah, blow up the Night Pack. I mean, I don't run 4 drops, so this is pretty easy. It's a lot of mana. What do you think? Is that card a counter? Draw me a card. Keep them coming. Ooh, buddy. And our opponent's at 4? Yeah, well, they've definitely got to make some tough blocks here. Okay. Okay, they're going to 1, is what you're gonna tell me. Below the zone. Shrink all the critters. We could just let this be. Yeah. Target non-land permanent, that's you. Target creature I control, that's you. Target player. We will not just let this be. We're going for the maximum blowout. They didn't snap that counter spell off, did they? Not it. It has a growth spiral. The hand is great. And we're on the play. It's everything that we want Magic to be. Oh my goodness, it's Fervent Champion. Alright, I guess we could hit a Grazer. We didn't, but we could have. Runaway Steamkin, alright. Need a bounce card here. We don't hit. I guess next turn is a Gargaroth. We could try to spiral into a bounce card, but I think it's better to just play Tameo and try to divert the opponent.
Every story is
So what do we want? I guess we want Brazen Borrower. Hit. I wonder if it was on top, if I could have spiraled into it. I guess we'll never know. Phoenix of Ash. So does the opponent... Yep, they're going after Tameo.
I guess you do not want to talk.
What else do we want? I guess I want more borrowers, to be honest. So what we do here, we could play the Gargaroth, but I think we want to play Nissa and set back this Steamkin. I think that's where it's at. Because if we untap with Nissa from here, we're in such a good spot. The opponent knows about the borrower, so that's a bit of a headache. Alright, one counter. When do we set it back? I guess they could go for an Ember Cleave, so we'll see if they want to declare attacks here. Alright, so there, that's what we set back. They get to kill the Nissa, which is annoying. Their hand is really good. We might not be able to beat this even with the Gargaroth. Ooh. They're going to kill the Tameo. I think that's a big mistake.
All stories must end.
Pretty sure you're supposed to kill the Nissa if you can. Well. Let's go. I know big Krasis is also tempting. We still could medium Krasis. What do we got? 5 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Borrower can block Phoenix. Visionary is another card on the board, but we have to tap both of our lands. I don't like that. I think we tap one land, leave up instant speed Borrower if we're going to do stuff like that. Blast Zone. That's pretty solid against the Fervent Champions. Glad we left some mana up. Alright, let's roll. How do they get through this? If they have Ember Cleave, that's pretty frustrating, but they still have to battle through everything. I don't think they do based on last turn. Playing the Annex instead of going for the Cleave. I don't know. They did see a Borrower, so maybe that makes sense. Okay, all face. That is a Cleave, I think. But let's put them to the test. You're gonna go here. You're gonna go through. You can go here. What if we did it differently? How much is this going to be if I blow these two up with the Blast Zone? Then this goes back down to well, it stays where it is because of cleaving. It goes to 8, so 16 total, and I can gain life from this play. I could put the Visionary there just to do it. I could put the Breeding Pool there. If the opponent doesn't have a cleave, I'm in such a good position that anything is fine, really. And if they do, we can blow these up, gain 3 life, then untap and Krasis. Three life. Just stay way out of range. Like, the opponent can ultra mega hit here, but I think we untap and then do a ton of stuff to just put more power and toughness than even a cleave can manage. And if they cleave the Phoenix, that's fine. Oh, they're thinking. Heartfire. Not what I expected. Alright. What's the play? I think we just let these trade and we draw rather than use the Blast Zone. What if we charge the Blast Zone to 2? There is a Runaway Steamkin we could hit with it. I don't think that's particularly important. If we're going to play the Growth Spiral anyway, let's do it now. Maybe we'll draw a Brazen Borrower. That's good. That's pretty good. That's really good. It's gonna exile their whole freaking board. All right. That's 6.
The land fights
7,
for us.
8.
I come build the wisdom of the ancients.
My goodness, that's game. UGIN, destroyer of red mages. This hand has growth spiral. And nothing else matters. Trust I seek, and I find it in you. But we'll play around negate. Wait and see what our opponent does. Blue-red. What is this? Resolves. Shall we try again? Then we can play a visionary. We can play around quench. Sure. Why not? Epiphany. Let's go get an island. Makes the castle a little better. Go for a visionary, which is probably going to get Bone Crusher gianted, I'm guessing, but we'll see. Our opponent hasn't done anything yet. If they don't have a handful of ways to kill a 2/2, then I know nothing about magic. That might be something they have trouble dealing with. Okay, they're teamer. They were teamer the whole time. This is where Sublime Epiphany might look really good though. But I think we need to get Nissa down first to force the action. It's too bad we don't have another play to pair with Nissa this turn, but we are definitely set up if they don't deal with Nissa. Reclamation is here. Lands are untapped. Kinda. Yes. Are we doing anything else with the mana? They missed a land drop. So it's an all-spell hand, and they're going to make a shark. Okay, that's a good target for Sublime Epiphany. They're tapped low. Oh, that's a good draw. Ooh. What's the best way to punish them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mana. I think it's UGIN with Epiphany open, because how could that be bad? Just exile those two. Untap a forest. Okay. And now they have to try to do something, which should walk right into an Epiphany. Oh man. So the token I think is a 0/0, but it's interesting, right? I want to kind of see, does it create a forest? It does! Free forest! That's awesome! And then Nissa animates a land, UGIN goes face for 12. Xaxis lethal. Grazer. Then nothing. We're going to actually have to draw stuff to play because we have all expensive cards, but we'll give it a try. What would perfect draw be? Growth Spiral, Llanowar Visionary. Llanowar Visionary would be absolutely perfect. I don't know how players curve out with Grazer on the play. On the play, it always feels like I lose something, but here's what we'll do. We'll play Baron, which is a fine draw. We'll bounce the Grazer so that we draw an extra card, so that we can keep trying to make progress and hit our land drops. But drawing another Nissa is not ideal. Maybe this deck does need some Cultivate. Cauldron Familiar. Alright. Our opponent's playing the small ball Orzhov Rakdos deck. That draw is terrible. We're actually landless here. Oh man. Oh man. We can definitely go over the top of this deck, but we have to make our plays. Archfiend's Vessel. That's going to be one of the cards that the opponent's going to try to use on us. They play the Ghost form, so now if it dies at all, right, they get the 5/5. So we're going to have to keep the 5/5 in mind. We're going to need a way to remove it. We play Krasis here, try to keep drawing land, but it's another 6-drop. What a grip. What a set of Magic cards this hand has. Cool Celebrant. I mean, we block, but we don't want it to die because the opponent gets a 5/5. Land off the top. Thank you. Thank you, deck.
Together, we will prevail.
I actually don't think I animate anything. If I animate something, it could die, and if it dies, and the opponent also, I don't know. If they somehow, like, say they claim isn't going to do it. Maybe there's no downside to making a land. It just, I feel like something's wrong. I feel like it's too risky. We'll see if I'm wrong.
Shall conquer you.
But I just don't think I put my lands at risk here. I think it could go too badly. Maybe I'm being too cautious, but I don't know. Something feels wrong. And I feel like if I untap with land, I can't win. Or I can't lose, I should say. Alright, the creatures are restless. The Pride Mate's going to get strong. Dun 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 dun.
Peace is fragile and fleeting. Cherish.
All that exiled. Oh,
Creation
wait.
can be undone.
If enchanted creature dies or is put into exile, return it to the battlefield. Okay. So it didn't go to the graveyard because it didn't die. When you exile it, they don't get the opportunity to make the 5/5. That's what I'm getting here.
Behold, nature's true power.
What you got? Now we want to be in the graveyard? Okay. Visionary. Land? Alright, it's all rolling now. If I untap from here with Epiphany, there's just no way. Right? There's no way. They did the thing. They did it. They did the thing. They 5/5. Oven. Gross. Alright. This might get ugly, guys. Take the children out of the room. Alright, let's counter the Scorpion Trigger. Let's return this to hand, which will kill it. Let's make a copy of the Visionary, and I'll draw a card. Seems good. Oh gosh, it's just, it's filthy. It's just disgusting, and you know it.
Harness the elements.
All right, let's start working on that 26 life, shall we? Epiphany awaits. Dude, we're gonna do cakes on a plane again. I said cakes on the brain. Branding CGB. Branding. Yeah, I'll keep that. Actually, I already hit the keep button, obviously, but almost forgot to record. 2 points for a stomping ground. And a Lovestruck Beast. Well, that's a good target for a borrower, but we'll wait. See if our opponent somehow changes their play around this little guy. Paradise Druid. Well, that doesn't help a Lovestruck Beast attack. This is another matchup, Ghoul aggro, where the Gargaroth could be an absolute house. So let's hope that our Visionary gets to live. Ooh. Well, that's a headache. But hopefully Gargaroth is a headache for them. We do need another blue, which is kind of funky. I really do want to get multiple attacks and blocks in with this card. So having a Borrower to bounce the Beast, or possibly an Epiphany to copy it, I don't think I want to trade with this yet, but if they have... Oh. I wonder if I could have played that smarter. Maybe if I had said go, if I had played the other Visionary, said go, bounce the Beast, it might have been awkward for them? I don't know. I don't know. It feels like you're supposed to slam the Gargaroth, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh my goodness. They have all the interaction. That's disgusting. When interaction matters and they have it, it always feels really bad. I think we have to high roll. We have to draw untapped land here, which is most of our deck. So we did it. We did it. All right, so we don't let them get into combat so that they can't potentially Ember Cleave, right? If they want to recast the Beast here, good. Takes their turn. We play Nissa next turn, we untap Breeding Pool. We use Borrower again. Let's see what they want to play. They probably don't play the Beast here. But if we draw untap blue, then suddenly Epiphany looks really good. Do they have another piece of interaction? Like, what are they doing here? Do they have another this or this? Because that would be disgusting. Okay, they're going to slam a Rimrock Knight. Untap my only frickin' blue source, that's scary. And pass the turn. That is really scary. The Blast Zone's hurting me a little bit. Although next turn we might be able to like charge it to 2, untap it, and blow up their 2-drops. Hell Collector, of course. Why not? Alright, shall we see how they attack? Just everyone? Okay. Well, I don't want to give up the Breeding Pool. If I kill this, the Pelt Collector goes to 3. That's going to be obnoxious and dangerous. I think I take the 4 from the Bone Crusher, bounce the Questing Beast. This is really tough. It's not a blue source. Why is the deck out to get me? All right. Come on, deck. We were friends. What do I need this on? 4? So if I go like this... we get that up to 4. But we can't crack it, so we get this forest. We attack because I'll take a trade with a Belt Collector here. And the opponent says, heck no, that's a dumb trade, and they're right. They're absolutely right. All 4 borrowers, 2 Sublime Epiphanies, no second blue land. That's what we're dealing with. Who wants to rumble? Not the Paradise Druid. Cowardly Druid. Okay, so I think what we do here is we bounce the Collector. We trade a Forest for the Bone Crusher Giant. Leave the Questing Beast, which knocks me to 1, but we can blow it up with Blast Zone in the next combat. If they have a Rimrock Knight, we lose. Not a lot I can do about that. There's a number of ways I'm dead. Ugh. Ugly game. And we are back for the post-games wrap-up. We did okay. I was scared. I was scared we were going to hit a losing streak there after a few tough games, but we bounced back and we got a little bit higher rank than we started, so it's a good day. Definitely a good day when you can do that. And the deck has, of course, an absurd amount of power. This is like the stuff that these cards do is pretty gross. There's not much more to say about that. But Elder Gargaroth held its own. It was at times that liability that you worry it will be getting bounced and ECD'd, but anytime it stuck, the opponent was in big trouble pretty much right away. And part of the thing with cards like ECD is if they ECD your Gargaroth, are they going to be able to ECD your Nissa? Are they going to be able to ECD your UGIN? Maybe not. And every turn that goes by that you get more mana for the Epiphany, the more dangerous the deck gets. I do like Epiphany for breaking the mirrors, the ramp style mirrors, not specifically this deck mirror, but against Bant and against other decks that ramp into UGIN, having a counterspell in your deck that also does a bunch of other things as part of your endgame can mean that your UGIN's resolved, the opponent's may not. You still have to be able to finish the game though, and maybe 2 UGINs isn't enough. It felt okay to me, but I don't know. The card that I was least impressed with was Arboreal Grazer. Should have just been another land, I guess. Is it really? Are we really in a place where we run like 4 Growth Spirals and no other 2-drops unless you count Petty Theft? Or is that seems too greedy? Maybe if these were Wolf Willow Havens, I think some of our games would have gone better. But we still pulled off a lot of wins, so don't go too far. Blast Zone was a really nice swerve. I liked having it in the deck. Don't think I ever used Castle in a game that wasn't already decided, which has been the trend with castles lately. When you activate them, unless it's in like Team Wreck where they have 1,000,000 mana, the game's probably already over. So, for me, I like the deck the way it is, and if you try it out, please let me know how it goes. If you want to develop a sideboard for best of 3, I'd start with Mystical Dispute, Negate, and Aether Gust. Those are pretty easy ones. But other than that, let me know what you would put in a sideboard for this deck if you want to try it out under more competitive circumstances. So today's content creator shout out goes to one of my best friends in content, MTG Nerd Girl. She is going to be a guest on my stream, which will probably be starting shortly after you watch this video if you're quick enough to hit the play button on these videos. So come over and check it out. We're doing a kind of spoof on the Bachelorette game show where my subs are going to send in deck lists and she needs a new constructed deck for M21, so we're going to be showing her M21 deck lists and talking about the pros and cons, and she's going to be trying to pick out the one that catches her fancy, we'll say. And she actually has a YouTube channel. She's a very popular Twitch streamer, for years now, been much more popular than me. But her YouTube channel could use a shout out. So check out MTG Nerd Girl on YouTube, where she posts a lot of limited content. If you like draft and are looking for somebody who posts limited content pretty regularly, her channel has a ton of videos. So go over there, drop in, click a card that hopefully I remember to add here on the end screen. Leave a comment, say CGB says hi. It's a great way to support the channel, and it doesn't cost you any money, just a couple of minutes of your time. And then a big thank you to the Cool Kids Club. You guys who do that, you're cool. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.